with Free Tours by Foot, and today we're going to talk about visiting one of the most iconic landmarks in Midtown Manhattan, which is the main branch of the New York Public Library. So the main branch of the New York Public Library is on 5th Avenue, and it's in between 40th and 42nd Street. So for the best way to get here, you would want to go to the 42nd Street Bryant Park Station, which would be the B, D, F, and M, and 7 lines. Some other stations that are pretty nearby would be the Grand Central subway station, which would get you the 4, 5, 6, and 7 trains. Not too terribly far off as well would be the subway lines at Times Square. A little bit more of a walk, but still very, very doable. The New York Public Library is just on the back side of Bryant Park. So if you're looking to make a little bit of an afternoon or a morning out of it, definitely a good plan to visit the New York Public Library here and plan to do Bryant Park as well. Bryant Park is absolutely beautiful and jam-packed with things to do. There's chess, there's the Bryant Park Reading Room, there's ping pong, all kinds of different events, concerts, classes that go on, especially throughout the summertime. If you're here in the winter, that is the home of our holiday market as well as the Bryant Park ice skating rink. Definitely a great thing to add on. Something else you can consider is taking one of our Midtown Manhattan tours. Our Midtown Manhattan tour does cover the New York Public Library, though you wouldn't be able to go inside and explore around quite as much as you would be able to do on your own. But it's worth taking the tour and then planning to come back here to the public library and visit on your own for a little bit closer look. So we are walking up now to this beautiful, very grand, very imposing library here. You can tell that it is springtime. Our tulips are in bloom out here in front of the New York Public Library. And before we get into the building itself, really the first thing that greets you here at the Public Library is our very majestic library lions. Definitely the emblems of the library. There's one right there. And there's his twin just across the way. Our lions are named Patience and Fortitude. That one is Patience and that one is Fortitude. Their original names are actually Astor and Lenox. Astor and Lenox are the names of the 2 private libraries that made up the foundation of the New York Public Library. And here is a look at the facade of the building from straight on. Very, very beautiful. If you really look closely up there, you can actually see the names Astor Library and Lenox Library, those 2 private libraries, as well as Tilden Trust. Tilden Trust refers to a former governor of New York State, Samuel Tilden, who left his entire fortune to the city of New York in order to build a library. So when people think of the New York Public Library, this is definitely the building that they think of, but New York actually has over 90 libraries that are a part of this system, over 50 million books. But this main branch is the really iconic, really well-known building. There's actually a regular old branch library of the New York Public Library just 1 block away if you look down the street where those red flags are. So that's actually the library in the neighborhood where you could check out a book. This main branch here does not have a circulating collection. This one is actually just a research library. But don't let that stop you visiting. It is well worth a visit inside because the library building is absolutely spectacular. The library is worth visiting for the architecture alone, but it is also really a free museum as well. So at any given time, you would have these special free exhibitions going on. So right now, as I'm filming this, they have one called Treasures, which I know includes the library's Gutenberg Bible. And then the other one that's going on right now, this is April of 2024, is called The Awe of the Arctic. But they always have something going on, so it's always worth a visit. Something else to prepare for is that you will have to potentially open your bag up to have it scanned when you get in. So this is right in the main entrance. Look at how beautiful. I'll give you a quick spin around so you can see what I'm seeing. Stairs over there. Beautiful windows, and then a twin of that staircase just across the way. If you are looking to visit the exhibitions, you would want to go in this main entrance here. You can actually see the entrance for that treasures exhibition right here. Just to the right of the entrance is the information desk. So certainly if you need any help, if you want a map, if you want a visitor guide, you do want to make sure you veer over here to the right, maybe first thing when you come in, and get some help at the information desk. Just past the information desk, you can actually see a sign that's pointing you to either the visitor center, which is down the hall to the right. There is also a library shop and cafe. If you need a snack or a drink, or if you just maybe wanted to get a souvenir, you could follow that down and to your left. So we'll go ahead and start walking up the stairs, and definitely something to prepare for if you're going to visit is this library is 3 floors. There are some stairs involved, but it is worth it. You can get some beautiful views as you walk up the stairs. So this main branch of the New York Public Library opened up initially in 1911. This was a very anticipated thing. The opening day of the New York Public Library was a very big event here in New York City. The building had taken quite a while to build, and in preparation for the opening, they had spent a year moving the books into place. 1 million books in place for that opening day. So as I had mentioned outside, this is actually not a circulating collection where people can come, regular New Yorkers can come and check out a book. This is first and foremost a research library. And so that's what's a lot of what you'll see here on this second floor where we are various research centers. Now often you have to be somebody with credentials to get inside, somebody who actually needs these reference collections. You'll see a lot of, permitted people only or staff only areas here on this floor, but it is still worth coming to the second floor because it is a really nice spot to take a photo down into the lobby. As you'll see from some signs throughout, there is also a free audio tour available of the library. You can listen to things like which books were written at the library. So if you're somebody who's looking for a little more in-depth look during your visit rather than just walking around taking some pictures, maybe consider doing the free audio tour as well. So now we're heading up to the 3rd floor, and even though it is more stairs and you may not feel like climbing them, I will say this is the part that's really not to be missed. This beautiful area up here is called the McGraw Rotunda, and it is truly, truly beautiful. Off to the right, when you get up into the McGraw Rotunda, you can see the public catalog room over there. And then if you turn around this way, this is the entrance to the Edna Barnes Salomon room. Which is this room here. One of my favorite things that's a part of the library's permanent collection that you can actually see in the Treasures exhibition is actually the original stuffed animals that inspired the Winnie the Pooh stories, Winnie the Pooh and Friends. Those animals actually live here permanently at the New York Public Library. So if you were a fan of the stories, definitely come visit them. So through this public catalog room is actually one of the most famous rooms in the library. It used to be quite popular for people to go and visit, and it's called the Rosemane Reading Room. Unfortunately, as you can see from the signs here, the Rosemane Reading Room now is not open to visitors. It is only open to those who are here actually doing research and studying. We do hear a lot from people who are disappointed that the Rosemane Reading Room is no longer open just generally to the public at any time of day, but it did draw so many visitors it could get quite crowded, and of course we do have to remember that first and foremost the function of this place is as a library and as a research library, so they do have to keep the space right for the people who actually need to use it for its intended purpose. That said, you can still visit the Rosemane Reading Room as a visitor. They do offer several tours of the Rosemane Reading Room that are about 15 minutes, and there's also a period of time in the morning that it is open to visitors generally. So if you really want to make sure you see that, make sure you come at those specific times. Right here off the McGraw Rotunda is also the entrance to the other special exhibition going on. This one's the Awe of the Arctic. So this is the space where you traditionally find exhibitions that are not permanent. The permanent fixtures would be the things that you find down on the ground floor. Something you'll see throughout are these donation boxes, and they'll say support the library. The library is free to visit, but certainly any help that they can get towards maintaining this place and keeping it beautiful is so appreciated. So consider maybe dropping a little money in there. Hopefully we have convinced you to come and visit what I consider to be one of the most beautiful landmarks in Midtown Manhattan, maybe in all of New York City. The Public Library main branch is well worth a visit. Come and see for yourself. Come at one of those times where you can check out the Rosemane Reading Room. And if you want to know even more about the library and its founding and its history, why it's here, what used to be here on this spot, consider taking one of our Midtown Manhattan tours to get all of the details. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.